Welcome to Cold Corner, everyone. I'm Matron.
And I'm Inferna.
And we got a Netflix review.
Yes, of the movie Baskin.
Turkish horror.
Yes, Turkish horror, which is actually kind of rare because...
They don't make a lot of
Yeah, they don't. It's just not something that's really popular in their culture.
I've seen a lot of Turkish movies. There's Turkish Superman, and Turkish
Seriously, you should check
Star
those
Trek.
out too, but that's
They're
totally
awesomely bad. Just fun.
They're horribly bad.
Yeah.
They rip off so much from
But
so
Turkish
many
films
movies.
do. A lot of the Eastern films do rip off American kind of soundtracks and stuff.
But if you get a chance, you can check those out too. But that's
there's different time. Yeah.
Anyway, Baskin is about these police officers.
Yeah,
Turkish police officers.
In this bar or something.
Yeah, they're in. Actually, they start out like in a restaurant-y type place and stuff, and they're just hanging out and talking and stuff. And one of them has like a migraine, so he's like sort of like not talking with them. Yeah. And they're just shooting the shit.
And they all have porn stashes. No.
No. I think one does.
Yeah, there's one big one. Yeah.
And anyway, they're talking and stuff, and then the waiter pisses off one of them, and he gets all brutal because he's like kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
It's basically this
the cops don't sound too appealing either. They're kind of pricks themselves.
Yeah, I mean a lot of them are, especially the one main, that one guy, that's just like, I'm going to kick your ass because you're pissing me off, basically. Or you're getting on my nerves is actually what he says. At least that's what it says in the subtitles. Anyway, the one guy that has the migraine or whatever, who's not feeling well, goes into the bathroom, and when he's in there, he sees like this frog in a soap dish. And frogs are prevalent in this as a sign of something is amiss and evil and wrong. Yeah. They keep showing up. But first one you see...
Something ominous is on the way.
Yes, and the first one you see is in the soap dish, and he sees that and he gets it out of there, and then all of a sudden he just like flips his shit. He just flips out. He's just like, in the mirror, and it freaks everybody else out, and they come running, and the door's locked, and they're about ready to break down the door, and he lets them in, and he's like, I don't know, I
never knew frogs could have that effect on people, but...
Me either, but...
I guess in Turkey it was pretty scary.
I guess. Maybe, he has an aversion to frog legs or something, I don't know, but...
He was beaten with frogs when he was younger.
Maybe he licked a toad.
He kind of got him all crazy and tripped out.
Maybe. Yeah. But, anyway, he's like, oh yeah, I'm okay, I just thought I was losing my mind for a minute. Which is, like, kind of weird. Yeah. So, anyway... They get in their van, because instead of having like little police cars, they have like this police van, which is actually kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a minibus.
Yeah,
like
they're all in there.
You have the whole crew and the bus is driving around,
And they're cruising around and they're listening to like music.
It's almost,
and
it's kind of like a mini Turkish SWAT team or something.
It is. And it's like late at night and stuff, and they're cruising around. They get a call saying to go into this one town. Yeah. And, for help and stuff and backup. And they talk a little bit about this town and that there's, like, something weird about this town. It's just off and odd and, like, just this creepy town. Even though it has, like, I guess a lot of temples in it and stuff. And one of them's like, well, if it has temples, how can it be so bad? And they're like, well, it just is. The one guy that's there. But anyway, they're on their way there. And all of a sudden, this guy runs across the road in front of them, and they swerve and they crash into this ditch. With water and stuff. I don't know if it's like actually a creek or just a ditch or, it's not that big, big enough to say a river, I wouldn't think. Yeah. But anyway, they end up in this water, and
they all survive.
They all survive, and there's some weird stuff that happens that you'll just have to watch that part because it's kind of hard to explain that part. We were kind of like, when we were watching it, like, well, what's up with that?
And so they get out and they wander over there. They're at the most evil, twisted-looking cop shop ever.
Yeah,
it was
the police station. The old police station of this town that they were going, to go help.
It looks like it was like out of, just kind of work for years.
It looks like
there's like kind of
there's
weeds
vines
and stuff.
Weeds and ivy and stuff thrown all over it, and it's been closed down forever. And then they start noticing like these weird like things of like hair and flesh hanging around and stuff, like decorations.
Yeah, nice to have.
Hair, flesh decorations,
I know that's very inviting when I see that when I walk in a place.
Yes. But
like skin or anything like that,
But it's like really weird, and they're like looking at it like, that's really freaking weird. But they go in and they find just one cop from, the people who had called for help. Yeah. And he's basically lost it. Something has happened to just totally take his mind away. He's just like standing there smashing his head into the wall, and you know, so one of them takes him out, and the others go and investigate, and they apparently have entered into another dimension, alternate universe, alternate reality of some sort.
Something of that nature.
Yeah, something of that nature. They ain't in Kansas anymore.
Yeah. There's no
or
Toto.
Turkey.
There's no
or Turkey, or you know, whatever. But they aren't there anymore. And it's like all this weird stuff is happening, and then they like come across like these people cutting up other people.
And they're kind of cultish figures, like they're like some weird cult, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, like, there's something to do with, you know, the people being blinded and blindfolded and stuff. You know, these weird people, and you know, it's like obviously freaking these cops out, and they're like totally tripping out. Well, eventually, one by one, they're caught and taken to this one room where there's a whole group of, you know, these cultish figures, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, and they're prepping them to meet many evil.
Yeah, yeah, they're prepping them to meet, you know, the master type guy. And they're all like sort of chained to pillars and stuff. And the master's little sidekick henchman, you know, second in command guy comes out. And he actually has one eye so he can see. The other eye's covered. All the other people are like blind and their eyes are covered and everything.
They seem to all be worshiping many evil here.
Yeah, they basically worship, you know, this guy.
Yeah.
And this guy comes down and you see him, and he's like this really short guy. He's actually really interesting looking.
Yeah, and he's unique.
Yes, he's very unique.
He's got some kind of disease, so this ain't makeup.
No, it's not
they might
makeup.
have put some
No, they didn't put prosthetics or anything on
No, but they could have touched his face up
yeah,
or
they
something.
could have a little bit. But I mean, the way he looks is the way he looks.
This is what he naturally looks like.
Yeah, and they had found this guy like being a parking lot attendant or something. Yeah. And but he's very unique looking, and
it kind of looks like a mini Cenobite, in a way.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
But he is their leader, and you know, he goes over to
take me to your leader.
He goes over to one of the guys, and he's actually asking him to sort of join the cult, you know, join the people. He's like, you know,
join us.
You need to open your eyes, you know,
join
you need to see
evil.
with, you know, you need to see with your heart and see what's real and da 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 da.
Yeah, because he doesn't see nothing, and he can open him to this.
He's like, I can open you, you know, I can make you see what's real type thing and stuff, and
I can show you how the world truly is.
That's when the blood begins.
Yeah.
Yes, and the weirdness and everything. And one of the guys, you had found out, you know, sort of in the beginning, had like, I don't know if it's technically psychic powers or just the ability to see into this other dimension somewhat, or just some perception thing going on. They don't really go super explanatory into it.
Yeah.
But he's like the youngest guy, and he's the only one that survives. And he escapes, and he's like all happy, and he escapes, and then there's a twist at the end.
Right.
But
what did you dislike about this movie?
I disliked, they had another, we didn't really explain this because it's kind of hard to explain. They had a second alternate universe to the alternate universe or something, you know. It was like all of a sudden they'd flash and be in like this cafe, and it's like, or two of them would be in this cafe talking. And it like was just really abrupt, and it didn't really make any sense, and it didn't really fit. And it's like, well, what's this about? Why are they there, or aren't they there? And is this in his mind? Is this a real place? You know, what's going on here? And I didn't like that. That I found really disruptive and confusing, actually, in a sense.
Yeah.
So
what did you like about it?
I actually liked the darkness of the alternate universe. I liked the creepy, weird-looking guy. I thought he was pretty dang cool, especially for not being an actor or anything.
He could have a whole new kind of world now since he's been in this. I mean, he could be in a lot of horror films.
Well, and he acted really good for not being an actor, too.
Yeah, he don't have to be a lead, just like have a, you know, being a little cameo appearance in any kind of movie, you know?
But yeah, I liked him a lot. He was like really cool, and I just liked the whole vibe he gave off, especially not being an actor to begin with or anything.
He did well, and he had a really commanding voice for a little guy.
Yeah, he didn't have the squeaky little voice. He had a, you know, sort of deeper,
domineering.
Yeah.
Really cool.
And so he was really cool. I actually would have liked to see even a bit more of the dark other world, universe, dimension, whatever it
a
was.
sequel.
Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see a lot more of that instead of just the little bit that they showed, because, you know, I'm weird that way. But, but
I don't mind.
but, yeah, so that's what I didn't like and what I did like. How about you?
I thought the death scenes were a little lame. I thought they could have been more, I don't know, more intelligently done. And it kind of dragged a bit.
Well, especially in the beginning.
And yeah, I agree with you. And it was kind of confusing in places.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they go back to the coffee or
yeah,
to the
that's what I was
restaurant.
talking about. Yeah, restaurant or wherever it was. The alternate
seemed
universe.
down a place.
Yeah, it's like they had just crashed the bus, and all of a sudden he's like in an alternate universe, and they're sitting down having coffee and talking.
There's another universe after that, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we couldn't figure that out. It was like they're sitting in a coffee shop, but they had just crashed the bus, and why are they in the coffee shop? And then they flash back to they're pulling them out of the water, and you know, it was like what?
But it's very kind of bizarre, weird.
Yeah.
You know?
And what did you like about it?
I like the feel of it. Kind of a gritty movie, and I like really gritty horror movies. Kind of like that. They stole Cannibal Holocaust's soundtrack part of it in one of their torture scenes.
Yeah, you were like, wait, that's from Cannibal Holocaust.
But these kind of films, I mean, mostly the past films, like Middle or Eastern films, or you know, like Turkish or Bollywood type films.
They do take a lot.
They do snag American movie soundtracks.
Yeah.
You know, a little piece here, a little piece there, which makes it kind of odd, but kind of surreal in a way when you're watching it and you're hearing like you know, like the soundtrack for Friday the 13th in a vampire movie or something. And like, well, that's weird. You know, but
it makes it interesting though.
Yeah, it does. That's why I like them. Psychotronic cinema.
Yeah.
So how many mini evil would you rate this?
I will give it 6 mini evil dudes.
I agree. 6 mini evil dudes for me too. And go check it out. It's worth a watch. I don't think it's a great film, but it's definitely
good.
It's above average.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's
good.
interesting.
It's good for a night's entertainment.
Like I said,
get back and see something
seriously,
different.
watch it for that actor guy, the new actor guy that wasn't really an actor.
You might see his face in a lot of movies from now on.
Yeah, he's really awesome.
He does well in this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So until next time, we shall hail the horror. See ya.